All right.
Anybody's, are all your microphones green? You turn them on. Thank you so much.
Of course. I don't know how that traveled.
All right, I would like to welcome everyone to the officially scheduled meeting of the Historic Resources Commission of the City of Albany, and welcome our people viewing on YouTube as well. And if anyone has any comments or that they would like to offer on any of the projects that we're reviewing, that they keep the comments to the matter at hand and limit the duration to 3 minutes in the interest of time. In attendance this evening, we have Commissioner Pinckney, Commissioner McEnany, Commissioner Hacker, Commissioner Garrity, and myself, John Myers, the chair. I declare we have a quorum. We haven't had one of those in a while, so it's good to have enough members present so that we can take action. Also representing the commission is Aaron Glennon from the planning office, and I don't see
You don't have to.
legal counsel,
No.
but Adriana DeLeon has joined us on previous meetings as legal counsel. So we look forward to her reappearance in that role. That said, we can probably get started. We have, this is, it's a public hearing this evening, so we will be rendering decisions based on the deliberations that we hold. The first item on the agenda is 310 Clinton Avenue in the Clinton Avenue North Pearl Clinton Square Historic District, and it is related to a security gate at an existing storefront. I know this applicant has had to wait for us to have a forum, so they now have an audience. So is there someone here to represent the case and explain what we're trying to do?
Sit down there.
Yeah. So if you could introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Albany. I don't answer. This is my brother, Abdul. Doing answer. I'm here trying to try approval for a gate for my dad's store. Trying to put a gate to make our stores safer, which has been multiple times of break-ins, broken windows, glass, breaking, go inside multiple times. I'm trying to prevent that from keep happening again and again in the future.
Y'all got security cameras?
Yes, we do.
It's a nice little storefront.
Thank you.
And you want to put a solid piece of metal.
Yeah, I have the drawing for it. It's like you see the CVS ones on
This one's
on Delaware Ave. I'm trying to put the same one, so we don't have like not a lot of tension. You know, at the same time they give us like safe when we close the store. So it's only at nighttime, and then in the morning it just open just like that. That's just an example. And this is the roll-ups to the top, and it don't take that much space from like front of the store. Just like a nice art, and that's the professional that came to my dad's business, and he drew all that for us.
Have they offered other styles of security grill that are a little more open visually.
They have offered multiple ones from the inside, like from the inside of the store, which is be clear. You can see through the inside and outside with the gate. It's just not enough security, it's not enough stronger to hold if someone break in, or actually can just go in there and just push it out, stop breaking. You can easily enter the store.
Well, they do have gates that are collapsible, that roll, and it's not heavy like that. And it's installed on the outside. See, with this thing here, that top piece, you're gonna wind up destroying that cornice. There's like a lintel or something across the store. Yeah. That's a significant piece of that storefront.
Yeah, but
So by you putting that thing on it, you're going to destroy that. You have to move the air conditioner. The air conditioner can go over the door. That's no problem. But I think it might destroy too much of the historic character. Something solid.
the thing they tell us, they put it like when you see how the bottom is, they put it on the top of it, so nothing is gonna be destroyed. No pieces is gonna come out or anything. They just, because I still have space on the top, the black round, they're gonna put it right there. They're gonna put it, so they're not gonna destroy nothing. Like they're not gonna touch anything from that building, like from the building, and they're just gonna drop it down. Because the thing is, well, we did that gate because the glass, it's multiple, like so many times they just break the glass. Sometimes they just walk in, they just wanna break the glass. Sometimes they don't wanna walk in, and that glass is like bulletproof, it's expensive when we changed it. Because I have pictures, I don't know if I provide it in there. It's like they have bullets on them, and they they just wanna, like, sometimes they just break the glass, so they don't even wanna. Sometimes they don't even wanna walk in there, like to break in.
They just break the glass because they want to break the glass.
Yeah.
This
Terrible, yeah.
It just keep happening way often, way too much that we keep repairing the glass. We keep changing it, even if something like if they break with a rock, we have to change the whole set of the windows so it can make the store more unique and nice, so it doesn't have to be like have the glass a shadow and the other glass still look clear. We have been replacing it a lot of times.
How long has your father owned this store?
It's been like 2006. It's been a minute, yeah.
Six.
So,
And y'all been having trouble the entire 7 years?
yeah. We just getting tired of it, like keep repairing.
You know, they would only use it at night.
Yeah, it's only gonna be like when we close, which is we close from our shift, like our time for closing is at 9 o'clock at night until 10 o'clock in the morning. That's how our hours should be. We just be closing at night only. During the day or afternoon, we'll be off, scrolling up with the system, they'll be in it, and we'll be clear.
I'd like to see just how it would affect that cornice, that green thing going across.
It sounds as if they're looking at it as if it's gonna sit on top.
Yeah.
It's gonna sit on top of that short jut out. I'm not certain how to refer to it as, other than a small roof.
Yeah, it's just a little projected storefront.
Yeah.
It's just that-
But,
It's the angle of the picture, but
It's the angle. I
If you look
should
from the
have came
top
from the
house.
roof and took the picture. But it's like, I think
Is it deep enough? to
it's
have
like
a
this
picture?
much space.
Is it, deep enough, wide enough?
it's like a step and there's a space under the step. That's why the top of the edge of it is like popping up a little bit under black paint. So there's a little space in the bottom of it until almost hit the signs line, like about 2 feet at least, until they hit the signs.
Well, 100% certain for father. There is also tracks that come down as well.
Yeah.
There are rides on this track system. So that'll be standing off of that too, because that's still gonna give you a little bit of access. How do you fully secure it in that respect? But, or maybe there's a way, or maybe just an additional security know, from breaking glass and that type of thing, is a benefit, but it could be kind of awkward or sounds awkward.
So I will set up, sorry, the gate system is 19 feet, 3 inches wide and 8 feet in height. And it does have 2 4-inch by 4-inch steel mounting tubes or guides that are the track system
On the side.
on the
of store,
side.
on the
And
side.
then there's also the chain or lock box, and they will project 3 feet from the face of the building based on the specifications that were provided by the
Can
contractor.
you go back to the illustration with the shop drawing? So that
So
that
this-
hood over the top would mount just underneath that projected?
Well, that's what
requirements?
the proposal is, and it projects out about 3 feet. I think it's a little over 3 feet, possibly.
What do you mean 3 feet? You mean once it's rolled up, you need to?
So the container that the gate rolls
Hold on,
into,
hold on, hold on.
I can,
So you're saying, this thing here is 3 feet,
Mounted underneath.
this thing, ooh, this thing over here is 3,
I was trying to get the guy that.
that's 8.5 inches.
well,
I told him I
Some-
just come to explain it, because we don't know how to explain that much. And my English is my second language, so it's, I have a hard time to explain.
yeah, I think it was based off of this 1 to 3 feet, right? Yeah. Good flange up to 3 feet.
I think the idea of what I'm looking at is something like this, but something that just doesn't destroy historic materials or alter it. You know, do they have different styles of these solid doors? Is that the only design that this Alpine have?
This the only like the
They
wanted
provide that.
to provide like the company that we work in trying to work with here in Albany. That's the kind of materials they be using. That's the only thing they be installing.
That's the only kind, they don't have different styles of this thing here?
They could have, or they could have put it like inside behind the window,
No,
but we don't want behind the window.
It's not. Cause that's not helping you.
Yeah.
Due to the limited time that this thing would be up, I should say. I don't mind it, I'm just concerned about how much damage it's gonna do to the historic fabric, hiding it, you know. It'd be nice if this whole not contraction, but the rolling part can be right below. There's the cornice, can you go back to it? Okay, yeah, there's the cornice, if it can be, now is that glass where the white part under the cornice, is that glass or is that wood?
That is what.
It does seem more appropriate to attach that on the underside of that cord.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Or even.
you know, cause that air conditioner can go somewhere else.
If you mounted it,
You would have to move
in
it somewhere else
there.
anyway.
Right.
Yeah, if you can go there,
Yeah, sure.
it's kind of sad that you're in a neighborhood where people just willy-nilly just go and just break a glass, you know? And I think it would happen even with the collapsible gate, the historic looking collapsible gate, because they'll just
well, they could
go right through.
tire iron or something,
Yeah.
just to,
Right.
break it that way.
Yeah.
And it's from the other side too, I had space on the other side too, but I don't know, I took a picture to it. It's the same space for the corners.
Yeah.
I had the same size for cause he was telling me that's gonna be perfect for this to mount the each corners from the side.
Well, but I wanna know what's 3 feet? You said something projects 3 feet out from the
Well,
wall?
the drawing says that it could project 1 to 3 feet, so I think the way that I had
The
written.
the roll up
Yeah, I
thing?
think we would probably need to confirm that, how large that system is that it rolls up into.
You know, they get larger as the height gets greater, because you're rolling up that much
So
more.
I think it's like, it could be 1 to 3 feet,
Yeah,
which is what the,
well, I guess.
think if this were as modest as humanly possible and actually lowering it below that little
Mhm.
projected thing will shorten
Mhm.
the gate a little bit. And,
Now-
make the profile as compact as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still hiding.
Yeah, you won't see all of the corners. We're talking about that green piece that's right over the windows. That's right over this. So I want them to understand. Yeah, this piece here, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Talking about putting that thing that goes across under this and not over it and destroying. This is important. This is historic stuff. This and that's historic stuff. All this is historic. It may have, alterations and all that, but putting that mechanism, that roll-up thing under here, and the fact that that you just use it, for what, 6-7 hours,
Yeah, that would
and the
work.
majority of the time,
We
it's,
could use
it's
that.
visible.
We could use it under there, it would be no problem as well. We can put it under, like you said, has a historical thing, you can put it there. We can just put it under, and just be from the corner to the other corner. The solid one.
You sure it can happen like that?
Yeah, we had the option between.
You sure?
Yeah, it's just gonna pop out a little bit outside of the black. It's gonna be like this is gonna be pop up a little bit, and we don't mind that as well.
How wide would this be? The whole length of the room?
It's just gonna be a box, like a box where the thing's gonna roll. It's not gonna roll and be more wider if it rolls. It's just gonna be a box.
I understand that.
Yeah.
How big is it gonna be?
How long?
And-
The entire
It's gonna be from the corner. I didn't really
one
measure
corner
it.
to the other.
From me to you?
Jack, it's, well,
19
it's
feet.
19 feet, 3 inches.
Okay.
It'll cover the entire
Including
display
the
windows.
door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're gonna wind up having a vertical guide right here,
Mhm.
and another one over here.
Mhm.
And the coil,
You might have
Tucked
something
in
in
up
the middle
there.
too. I think you might have something in the middle. Isn't there
well, it's
2
good-
roll-ups or 3 roll-ups?
I think it's one roll.
Just one big
I
roll-up?
think it's,
Yeah, it's more.
That's even better.
If you go to the image of Lincoln
yeah.
Pharmacy,
But that upper half of those 2 pieces of glass on the one side, that's extra plywood, you have an opportunity to add additional framing in there, it'll benefit, we won't have to actually even attach to that cornice above. It can mount right into there. You might find yourself with the control box open a little bit up over here. But I don't know where you put it otherwise. You see where?
What color does it come in? Does it come in just in one color?
I have no idea what kind of color they could probably use.
kind of a multitude of colors. Oh,
Okay. Don't get pink. and try to find a color that goes with the building.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
try-
silver is
I'm
not,
gonna
silver's
get like
just
this
too.
color, like a cream color.
Yeah.
Look at the house next door. They have to live with it. Say, show a picture. The house next door is green.
Yeah.
So if it was something that would be reasonably compatible.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna get like a color that's gonna pop up like way much than the building.
I'm trying to like fade it, like it's not like showing that much attention.
Right,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
And you'd have to move your air conditioner. Your air
Yeah.
conditioner go over the doorway.
You
No,
can
we
just
gotta-
put it over the
we're
door.
tryna-
Or
we
You
gotta-
gotta move it.
Yeah,
It has to be removed. So, but a place to put it at would be over your doorway.
Yeah.
The entrance door.
Yeah.
So it's because the entrance door is recessed a little bit anyway.
What's on the right side? Is that an alleyway?
Here, it's just a free land, it was empty land.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a house.
Do you own it or does the next door neighbor own it?
We tried, my dad tried to buy it, but I think it's a lady ready for it.
Because you could also put an air conditioner on that
Oh
side.
yeah, I have like,
The back.
I have like
Right
3
away?
feet, 3 feet,
Yeah,
on the side.
that that would be
It's like,
another,
I think this much.
yeah, that would be another possibility for the overhang of the air conditioner.
Make a motion?
I'd like to move that be approved as suggested. That it be put underneath the overhang that's immediately above the first floor.
Yeah, the storefront corners. And I would also like to, are you done? You done?
Yep.
Okay, and I would also like to amend or add to the fact, that it be a color that's compatible with the, adjacent buildings and this building.
Doesn't have to be the same, just compatible.
You said pink, right?
Like a cream, you know, or green like this other, like the building next door.
Preferably slightly different though.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like an extension to the.
But it has to be under that corners.
Yeah, I
The
agree.
storefront corners.
If you have any color, if you recommend it, would be more helpful.
Yellow.
Yellow?
No, I'm gonna kid you.
I mean, you might
No,
be
cream,
limited to,
a cream color.
Cream would work out.
you may be limited to what they come in the office.
Yeah.
That's true, it could be silver, it could be black, it could be gray, I don't know how much of a range of colors.
That's true.
But the compatible is,
Helpful
is
for
what
the
he's trying to
staff
say
here
is
to
that,
look at.
and not just be obnoxious.
Yeah, you should, you should let, staff Erin help you with color choice. You like colors, right? You like to play around with colors.
Also, I think they need to produce a scale drawing that shows the hood in relationship to that cornice.
Okay.
And provide that to staff.
Yeah, so he's, chairman was saying you need to provide a sketch, a drawing of the relationship of that roll-up part to that green part. So it's almost like a section. It's almost like a section drawing. So you need to go back to Alpine, whatever, and they should provide staff with a section.
They should be able to provide you with a drawing that is dimensioned based on the height of the opening that you're trying to cover. Because that guides the size of that hood that the gate rolls up into.
Okay, when you wanna like sketch up how it would like under the black.
You know, if they could provide a drawing that shows it to proper scale, mounted underneath that cornice line, I think that would be certainly appropriate to have, just to kind of review proportionately what it looks like.
I guess another way to say it would be like a side view.
Yeah.
So you're on that corner,
Yeah,
it's like how big is the roll-up facing up here, and how it relates to the straight down.
So this really means that Alpine needs to come out to the building
Yeah.
and measure that cornice and put their drawing, their details up against that to see how much of a visual change it's going to be.
Other than that, I would second the motion.
okay, we have a motion and a second to the motion. Is there any additional comment that people from the audience would like to provide?
Can I just make sort of a suggestion? I'm concerned about a solid wall and potential for graffiti. And so that any surface that would be provided by Alpine is easily cleanable.
Yeah, it's a good thought.
And then maybe another suggestion, instead of just a solid panel, if there's any graphic or logo or something that you could use, maybe subtle, if that could be reviewed. I'm just throwing it out there instead of just a solid panel.
You could like.
You know, if you have a logo for your store or the sign or,
It would certainly add a great deal of interest to it.
I mean,
yeah.
we could hire like the artist, like that actually paint like with our logo and stuff, print on the wall to make it more like designable.
Not a big billboard, but
No,
something that would
just
be-
subtle or something.
would break it up.
Break up because Lincoln just is, when you look at that, it's just screaming.
Do y'all have a logo?
It's in your face.
Yeah,
Sure they
We just have started our new logo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Also with your red sign above, whether or not you're gonna keep that the way it is.
We are planning on the future, like to change it to like a sign with LED lights, like
That'd be
on the
great.
future.
Yeah, do the same thing, do it together.
Oh, it's a nice little storefront, the brickwork above. and
Yes.
The roof
There's never
lines.
It's just very sad that you have to do this.
I know, yeah,
It's really sad that you're trying to run a business
right,
and you got people in the neighborhood
There's money out
that
there.
don't respect that,
yeah,
and that just for the hell of it, wanna break some glass.
yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, we have a motion. All those in favor of the motion, if we're ready to call it to a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, it is carried. And we look forward to probably the color palette that we have provided to Aaron Glenn in the planning office, as well as a scale drawing that shows exactly how it's going to be installed. And then if you're choosing to put some graphics on it, it would be great to just get an image of that. This may help you with the color choice so that it's appropriate.
Go right there.
Yeah.
They can, whoever dealt on it, they could possibly do it on their graphic, because they obviously don't.
Dan Sanders will help you.
Sign it.
He's going to be providing suggestions.
I drive by it every day. I'm gonna go.
I didn't even think about the sign, the logo, like that. It's nice, appreciate it.
Sure.
And the last thing you want it to be is a canvas for the neighborhood
Right.
to decorate.
Right.
So,
So much, yes.
the motion has been carried. And, we look forward to further information and development.
Good luck, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck with the business.
That's terrible. You're just going to breaking glass because they want to break some glass. Suppose somebody wanted to break glass on their car.
It could be a matching grant, or it could be a grant.
I just wrote one for $25,000 or something.
Is it a matching grant?
Small business.
The next item on the agenda is 5664 Broad Street in the South End, Grossville Historic District. We welcome Dan back again for one more shot at this.
Three's a charm.
It's the third shot, yep. But now we have a quorum.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. I think we've addressed the items as of the last meeting, and it's the lighting underneath the canopy and clarification on the windows, color schemes, cornice variation, updating the, I'm not sure, Aaron, I have to speak to the variance again, or not?
Well, the front setbacks will require a variance from the
Right.
Board of Zoning
But have
Appeals.
they done that yet, or still have to proceed with that?
I think you still have to proceed with that.
Okay.
I can double check with, Bobby Epstein and Brad Glass. I know that they have been discussing it with, I believe Kenneth Pye is the project manager.
Can,
Or whether Kenneth or with Will.
Yep.
Discussions. Yeah, thank you.
Hey guys, yeah, Ken's here. Yep, we submitted an area variance form, I believe yesterday, if not, probably today. So we submitted for the 1 foot setback.
thanks, Ken. Okay, so, yeah, that was the outstanding item. I mean, just as a progress, since we last met. going out to contractors as of next week. And Libel's at the same path. So both projects will be going out hopefully to permit stage by June 1st.
Well, let me ask you something. Whatever happened to the glass on the bay windows? Seemed to have forgotten about that, huh?
I was gonna ask about the glass in the pantry.
Glass in the pantry went away. Sorry about that.
But what about the glass, because I suggested,
We looked at
adding
it.
something a little bit
Yeah,
different.
we looked at it.
Look
I mean, we
bigger
could
glass.
still look at it. We just want to make sure that everything, that's an expensive change coming down to the floor, honestly. For that amount, because then it's tempered. And so that cost would go up significantly.
Well, it doesn't have to go all the way down to the floor.
If it's pretty much, it's at 2 feet now.
Above the floor?
Yeah, 2'4", I think the most, 2 feet to 2'4" above the floor now. So they're pretty tall windows.
I'm not really bent on it.
But to look at it,
I like
anything 18 inches or so would have required it to be tempered. And you would have to do the whole window, and it's significant, so.
Alright,
Thank
you already made your point, Dan.
Yeah, thanks.
It's too expensive.
Lee, campus meetings. No,
I wish
it's
I
all right.
had some money for you, though.
But, yeah, that's where we're at.
Looks good.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Progress.
That's nice. I like that.
It's always nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Had we mentioned something at the last meeting, on the flat side of the staircase? Breaking that up in some
We did.
way?
That is broken up. There's a vertical in there now. And more,
I'm looking at that's true, there wasn't any vertical before, was it? Okay,
Right,
it's
it's just
there,
a wedge.
that's good.
That's what, 8, 10 feet long?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
no, 6 feet.
Only 6 foot.
What, the width before the vertical is only 6. And then it's another 4.
No, I think it looks good.
I make a motion that we approve the design as changed or altered. Yeah, okay.
Can I just put forward the planning department's conditions that we're recommending?
Oh, yeah, please.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
The planning department is recommending approval with the following conditions. The applicant must notify the city if any of the following 3 features are discovered during construction: evidence of human remains, evidence of foundation, roofs, wells, or infrastructure built with construction materials or techniques not commonly used during the last 50 years, and evidence of railroad structures, canals, dams, or locks to comply with the archaeological requirements. The structure should be moved up to the front property line to meet the 0 lot line setback and be compatible with the neighboring structures, as well as the prevailing setback on both sides of Broad Street if they are applying for variance. Any changes to the approved building designs or materials must be submitted to planning staff for review or go back to the HRC if deemed to be a significant change.
Yes. Shall we amend the motion?
You're so amended. I guess that's the way to put it.
With the approval.
And if the planning board decides that they won't grant the variance for the setback, then our action is null and void.
Well, there is the condition that they move it up.
Right.
So, yes, yeah. That would be addressed by the variance.
Can I just make a point about that if I could? In the future, this was really done to maintain the footing, as we talked about, a standard footing behind that property line. So that the only encumbrance into a property line, in this case, of course, is the stoop, which historically you see stoops past the property line. So maybe that zero lot line discussion in historic districts could be discussed in future.
I mean, we've seen buildings be infill construction be successfully built at the lot line
Right.
previously.
Yeah, we did it at Morton, but it was a special footing, as I mentioned. It was an L-shaped footing because they didn't want any of the building construction to be past the lot line without corporation council approval. This is just to let you know what we had to do.
Because historically, the foundations did extend
Right,
beyond the property line.
but we had to make them aware of it because it was not our property where construction was getting completed. Obviously, you're disturbing the past the property line to build the footing, right? You're digging, but when you repair it and put the sidewalks back, everything's clean. Your footing is still in the right of way and the standard footing. So an L-shaped footing keeps it the property line at the face of the footing.
Right.
Which is not a standard construction and therefore an additional cost. So I'm just saying, is that zero lot line going to be maintained for future projects?
Yes.
Because of that issue, so it's going, so every project's gonna need a
It
variance.
applies to not only the historic districts where we have buildings that are on the lot line, it also applies to the city as a whole where we have zoning districts where there are buildings that are built up to the sidewalk. I believe it's referenced in here that I pulled, for an RT district. There are some areas where the setback, the minimum maximum setback may not align with the setback of the existing surrounding structure. And so the footnote within that is that any new building must meet the setback of buildings that I believe are within 20 feet of the proposed
I think
building.
we sort of have that libel, but, okay.
Yeah. I mean, New Scotland development across from St. Peter's, that's at the property line in a lot of cases. I mean, there's a lot of development throughout the city that is able to meet the setback requirements for zero lot line properties.
You would think that encroachment, for subsurface work is pretty normal.
I mean, we can have that discussion with engineering as well, so.
Yeah.
And Corporation Council.
It's not like when they repave the street or rebuild the sidewalks, they're gonna encounter it.
Right.
In an environment where footings are a lot shallower, it would be a problem. They have to go down
Right.
at least 4 feet in this environment anyhow.
And they may encroach more for larger buildings. It may not be just an 8-inch of 1 foot. It could be a 2x2, a larger footing, so therefore it encroaches more on a taller building. So again, I'm just bringing it up. I'm not trying to be difficult about it. I'm just saying, moving forward, that's the practicality of the situation of a zero lot line for foundation construction.
All right, we have a motion that's been made and I believe seconded. Joe second.
I made the motion.
You made the motion.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Second.
Okay, now it's made second. Any other discussion or comments from the assembled masses?
Just the Historic Albany Foundation's really excited to see houses going back there. 15 years ago, it was an intact row, and it'd be really nice to see houses there again.
All right, I will call it to a vote then. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
We have taken two actions this evening with a quorum.
And if you get any money, put them some big little glass case.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Welcome.
So,
I should talk to you about the glass too. The guy that was on,
oh, Karen.
The guy who couldn't see.
the guy with the mic.
He's just a project.
Oh, he's just a project manager? Okay. I still think glass would look nice as something contemporary and just.
Be well, see you soon.
It would change his design format. All his designs look the same. I'm trying to help him out. He didn't even realize it. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's all right.
Do we have any other items of interest or that needs to come before the commission?
I did send out the doodle poll for 48 Hudson Avenue. So if you could all respond hopefully by tomorrow. We're looking at Wednesday, the 26th. Lee and Jen have responded, so if you have a chance, if you could let me know, and we'll either schedule as one group depending on who can go, or two groups depending on the numbers that we have. So
What time are you shooting for on Wednesday?
there's a number of, there's I think 3 times in the morning and then 2 or 3 times in the afternoon, so all about an hour in length.
That's two decided on good time.
I chose 1:30, no, 1 o'clock. Is it 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock? I'm gonna tell you what time I chose.
I think you chose the latest time, I think.
I think it was like 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3, something like that.
Now, how many people? I know we have 7 members, but
Well, we're supposed to have 9, so as long as we have no more than 4 members together at one time.
And that includes you?
No,
That is
yes,
excluded.
so just
the,
serving HRC members,
who are the other 2 people? Tobin and Kaplan?
Marilyn Kaplan,
And they're missing,
yes.
and there's 2 others beyond that,
Well, there's 2 additional
vacancies?
vacancies,
Oh,
and just like I have to say, they haven't been filled.
I know, because they'd
Because
like
we're-
to have fewer.
We're looking to reduce it down to 7. And we're waiting for it to go before the common council,
Okay,
but it was wrapped in with other legislature that,
but we
so it
have,
needed to be split.
but at the moment, we have to assume that 4 is okay and 5
Correct.
is not.
Correct,
Okay.
yep.
Right.
Yeah,
And another issue, I watched television and saw a plan of those steps that we spent hours working about on City Hall. And I saw something, I don't know if it's been sent to us for our approval as we are required to do. And it looked to me like Mr. Richardson's City Hall had sunk below the ground by what that drawing was.
I haven't seen any new drawings for the front step, so
Well,
It's
I would
in-
say nothing can be done without the approval of this board.
that is correct.
It's in association with removal of that statue, I believe. And it's almost like a platform that sticks out from the building.
That's what the drawing does, but when you go straight to the bottom of the main door, and now it comes out totally flush.
Yeah.
What it does is it takes the building architecturally and sinks it.
I got you, you're right. I don't know why they want to do that. It's just changing that whole little area where the statue is, the Peter Scott, Schuyler's, Philip Schuyler statue.
Right.
And the image I saw, because I think I saw the same thing, it's like a platform that comes out. The stairs go down, but the stairs are displaced,
They're
deleted or buried, and it's like a platform and then more steps. I don't even think there's parking in front of the city hall anymore as that is planned.
But what it's doing is it's creating a plaza.
Thank
Which
you,
will be
that's a
at-
good word.
Which will be at the exact same level as the bottom of the door.
Yeah.
The first main floor level.
Yeah.
You would be hurting the columns.
Yeah, and I love parking right in front.
Yes, that's good, that's true. It would also chop the bottoms of the base to the column.
Yes, yes.
Jeff, what channel was that on?
So awesome.
I think 13.
Yeah, I saw it on 13.
This
Couple
could take-
of weeks ago.
Generated the image, or what?
I think it was like a couple of weeks ago. It was on.
What was the source of the image?
They were talking about the Philip Scott, Philip. I sit on the board, Philip Scott Schuyler statue from the City Hall. I can't remember what it was about, but they had some little perspective drawing. It's like a plaza, just like Jack said, coming out from the building at the door, at the sill level of the door, coming out beyond where the steps are now.
Well, it's establishing the plinth of
Yeah,
the building.
yeah.
Beyond,
10, 15 feet out.
Totally out
Crazy.
of character with
Yeah.
the building.
And there's a part of it is handicap accessibility, a ramp and all that stuff, And it doesn't include any parking, like this parking here now.
Right.
I don't know, I think maybe around 2 weeks
I
ago,
was gonna say, is it probably April 3rd?
something like that.
It might be about right.
Yeah, I really do think it was in association with the Skyline.
You founded your kayak.
Apparently, there's a drawing somewhere in City Hall that we should be looking at.
I will see what I can find. I'll reach out to engineering and see if they have any new documents or if,
Or maybe Channel 13 News. They'll tell you,
yeah.
I would think.
Check their archives.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did.
You got it?
It's like it's a sketch. Hold on. The wrong way. This?
Yeah, that's it.
Holy shit.
You're being
Yeah,
recorded.
He's still there.
It's a pedestrian plaza. He was right, Jack was right
That's
about the
what I
plaza.
said.
What?
Skylar's there, not there?
No, somebody else is there. But there's still a place for
Or
a
there's
statue.
artwork, right? It's
or-
artwork.
Or a fountain or something.
Oh, so that's the parking. Oh, yeah. All I was looking at was that plaza, that thing sticking out.
There is parking right
Back
there?
out on the,
It
I
is,
think there's
there's,
stairs going up to the pedestrian plaza.
but there's parking,
Well, this looks
parking
like
on
a
either side of that triangle.
ramp.
Yeah, I think it is.
Doesn't
Dan
seem,
has something to do with it.
it doesn't seem very safe,
No.
That's ugly.
sadly.
But this plan is being fine tuned, okay.
There's one way not to do it, steps.
Yeah. Anything's
But you're right, it seems like the building sinks.
A huge $16 million renovation project will soon begin to redo the outside of the historic building.
Thank you for bringing this.
No, none of that came before us.
A lot of sneaky stuff going on.
I wonder if Tobin is involved, the architect.
You can't,
He just might be.
Give Jim Tobin a call and find
Yeah,
out where this
Jim's
came
right
from.
there.
Yeah, just the city of Albany doesn't, there's no.
Yeah, no one's acknowledging ownership of it. Don't blame them.
Expanding staircase.
11
Concept, it's just concept at this point.
11 o'clock Saturday at Fort William Henry, there is a huge showing on Schuyler and his contributions primarily for the Battle of Lake George and the French and Indian War. And then we'll go on to his later activities. It's in the Times Union today.
When is that?
11 o'clock at Fort William Henry Corporation, where their convention center is, Saturday.
I will also be sending out, tomorrow, all of the declarations for the last batch of emergency actions that have taken place. So I haven't received any engineers reports, but at least it'll be the declarations, and then also, Sam Wells' most recent, quarterly report, vacant building quarterly report will be in that as well, so. I'll be sending it out.
When is our next meeting? Excuse me.
Our next meeting is going to be May 11th. And then the one following that will be June 1st.
I can't make June 1st, I'll be in Ireland.
Fine then.
I
You're
can't
skipping
just
all
rub
over,
it in.
all over the globe, aren't you?
Sounds like a really nice place to
Malta,
live.
Yeah,
Ireland.
globe hopping.
I can't make the 11th, Aaron.
Okay,
What's the next one after, what's the June one?
June 1st.
June 1st, okay.
So far, so good for me. I'll be here.
Jen, you won't be there May 11th, right?
That's right.
It's every 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yes, so the following one in June will be June 22nd.
You should be getting paid sometime soon too, right?
Yes.
Yes. We're on top
We
of
got
it.
shorted last year.
Yes.
I noticed on my 1099, we only got $1,000 last year, instead of 1,500.
Yep.
No, so I'll tell you what happened. I think that's because the final payment came into 2023.
Right,
Right.
yeah,
So I'll make sure this year
we'll be overpaid.
Maybe we should get another bottle of wine.
Yes, we'll be
in
overpaid.
compensation.
This year you'll have an extra 500 show up on your
Okay.
1097.
We don't have to budget for that, Jen.
A good bottle.
So you're the culprit behind the money?
I am, so
I know who to come to.
so the payment was issued from our office on, say, on the 21st of December, but by the time it goes through the processes and the checks actually cut, there's a delay. So we'll plan better for that, so we'll do it ahead and then make sure that doesn't happen. So I do apologize.
That's all right.
It was a very crazy end of the year.
We just have to account for a little bit more on next year's
Yes,
taxes.
definitely that.
I'll put forth a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second?
All those in favor?
All right.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.